Yeah, boy. What is up, everybody? As you see, some very big news just broke out today. MSNBC got banned from the Rittenhouse trial. And I'm gonna blaze this one up. I am gonna blaze this one up. Oh man, isn't this something? I captured this from Cassandra Fairbanks, who follows me on Twitter. And yeah, she's I say she's like a Jimmy Dore, Tim Pool type. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those former liberals, former leftists who moved to the right because the left has gotten out of control. That's where I am in this like cultural war right now. Like I'm really just a center, like center libertarian type of dude. But yeah, check this out. MSNBC is banned from the Rittenhouse courtroom. If you want an explanation why, let's check why here. MSNBC banned from Rittenhouse. Oh, let's go to MSNBC Rittenhouse. Pretty much, this news has popped up in Twitter in the last couple of hours, so you won't see any like articles or anything about it. But man, this is hilarious. Washington Examiner Covenant. Rittenhouse judge bars MSNBC from trial for allegedly following jury bus. Wow, take a look. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Oh man! And while I do that, I want to like have Richard and Hanania liberals read, conservatives watch TV. That I'm going to show y'all later. But yeah, Rittenhouse judge kicks out MSNBC for allegedly following jury bus. And another example of how corporate media has massively jumped the shark. Oh boy. And here's an ad for Restoring America. Now, let me read this a bit. It's time we restore America. And you know what? I would love to join this movement, so I want to send these guys emails sometime in the future, like linking up with them. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, why not? This new journalism platform offers readers informative stories and editorials that address the issues of the day and explore the ideals that bring our nation together. It's time we stand for American values, and I believe in American values myself. I mean, as you see, like, there's an American flag in my background. I mean, I'm a black guy that loves America. You know what I'm saying? I love America's values. I mean, I love the Constitution. I mean, I have a copy of the Constitution on my desk. I mean, I love all that stuff. Yet somehow I get called a commie on by a Saudi army on here. It's hilarious. But yeah, the judge in the Rittenhouse trial has kicked out MSNBC for the remainder of the trial after an employee was stopped yesterday night after allegedly following the jury bus. Judge Bruce Schroeder called the matter deeply disturbing. I think so too. And serious during a brief statement from the bishop Tuesday. How embarrassing. Oh man, MSNBC is like that thirsty ex looking for that last hit. They got banned from the Rittenhouse trial with a biased DA, and the verdict is pending. And there might be some craziness soon, as there's a lot of like pro and anti-Rittenhouse protesters, which is heavily like obscuring the Ahmaud Arbery case, by the way. But yeah, we got two cultural war topics, trials going head on at the same time, and all the attention is coming towards Kyle. But as you see there, Rittenhouse trial exposes America's divide. And this guy interfering in the Rittenhouse trial, which he shouldn't, but he's still doing it, polarizing the country more. It seems like, yeah, the unity has gone away, especially with his poll numbers. But yeah, here's what it says. I have instructed that no one from MSNBC News will be permitted in this building. This is a very serious matter, And I don't know what the ultimate truth of it is, but absolutely, I mean, it's just ratings. They're desperate for ratings after losing their Trump money train. Man, he was like their golden ticket, man. He was like their money train, man. They were making millions off of Trump. And as soon as Trump went out the office, like their ratings went down. They're desperate to get those ratings back from the Trump years. But yeah, the man was spotted trailing the bus, identified himself as James J. Morrison, and told authorities he was following instructions. Oh man! So it's like, man, I'll just do the instructions, man. Oh, you gonna throw your boss under the bus? Yeah, that James J. Morrison guy is fired after this. He is getting the sack. And Stroder said the jury has been brought to in front of the courthouse in a bus with darkened windows. The police stopped him because he was following the distance about a block and went through a red light, pulled him over, inquired him what was going on, and he gave that information. He stated he was instructed by a supervisor in New York to follow the jury bus. Oh my goodness, they could be in deep crap for this one. Kenosha police tweeted that the person was briefly taken into custody. It was issued several traffic citations. Oh my goodness. MSNBC is so thirsty for the ratings. While the traffic violation took place near the jury van, the freelancer never contacted or attended to contact the jurors during the deliberations and never photographed or attended to photograph them. We regret the incident and will fully cooperate with the authorities on any investigation. The incident is still under. How embarrassing. A week ago, Stroder said court officers saw a person take a video of the jurors. The judge said court officers had taken the cell phone from the person recording jurors getting on a bus and erased the footage. He added that new procedures would be instituted to prevent a similar situation. Probably something Fox News or CNN would do. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing MSNBC. No man, they've jumped the shark like 5 years ago, but they've truly jumped the shark during the Trump years. And then they got ratings so good from Trump, man. They needed to get it back from the Rittenhouse case and did that. That thirsty maneuver. How embarrassingly hilarious. Oh man. Here's one hot take. MSNBC. Oh, what an idiot. Misspelled MSNBC. I'm just high. And there's a handsome Sean. Yeah, says the guy for Hannity. Avatar, lack of self-awareness. But here is the judge banning DNC from the courtroom. Take a look. And what is up to my one viewer checking out this stream? Checking out the stream of MSNBC getting kicked out of Rittenhouse trial.
Last evening, a person who identified himself as James J. Morrison and who claimed that he was a producer with NBC News.
I gotta retweet this.
Employed for MSNBC and under the supervision of a person. What's going on? Oh, okay. Under the supervision of someone named Irene Bayan in New York. For MSNBC, the police.
To my one viewer, how do you feel about Tiger King season 2? Let me know what you think, because I enjoyed the first episode of season 2.
Stopped him because he was following in a distance of about a block and went through a red light, pulled him over, and inquired of him what was going on, and he gave that information. And stated that he had been instructed by Ms. Bayan in New York to follow the jury bus. The matter is under further investigation at this point. and the media has asked questions about it. That's the latest I have. And he was ticketed for violating a traffic control signal. He's not here today, from what I'm told. And
in MSNBC, like, they repeat the talking point, like, about the rule of law. You gotta be following the rule of law. Trump never follows the rule of law. Yet they fail to live up to their own rules, like not following, like, the traffic guidances or traffic laws. Embarrassing.
I have instructed that no one from MSNBC News will be permitted in this building for the duration of this trial. This is a very serious matter.
Hilarious.
Don't know what the ultimate truth of it is, but absolutely it would go without much thinking that someone who is following the jury bus, that is it's extremely serious matter.
Oh my God. I think they did that to try to intimidate the jury, but they really did a Wile E. Coyote type fall into it. Like, bam! Crashed. As Neanderthal Deplorable says, ha ha ha! MSDNC can't be in the courtroom for the duration of the Kyle trial. Oh man, that's what they should be called. I mean, they basically are the Fox News for liberals. Yeah, I'm not liberal, but folks think I am. But yeah, this was hot like an hour ago. And how do you guys feel about it? Oh my God, yeah, this never MSNBC is a joke. And then the thing is that, like, they have ex-Bush people like Nicole Wallace on to be like, oh, they're conservative, but nah, she's just a liberal. She's another liberal. I mean, I know their game. I know exactly what the game is, but yeah, let's see some more hot takes about MSNBC being banned. I'm gonna blaze this a little bit. Yeah, I wonder why folks take me so seriously on here. I'm pretty much blazed half the time. I mean, a lot of this should be considered satire. But yeah, there's Jack Posobiec. MSNBC has been banned from Kenosha Courthouse for the duration of Rittenhouse trial. Let's see the takes from the right. And mixed trial with prejudice now. Did you just assume the trial's pronoun? When does a judge get removed and banned from office for his clear racial prejudice? What? I don't understand that. Maybe we're going to have like a fair trial's going on. Judge needs to get a grip. Oh yeah, Chief Gruhl. I love this guy. Intimidation of jury's infrastructure. That's a good one. This needs to be a mistrial with prejudice. Wake up, judge, and do this. On what grounds do we know? Joy right now. That's a good one. The judges have to know the stakes they face now. The intimidation has been completely spelled out. This trial is a joke. It sure is. And that gross course guy should be charged with murder. He absolutely should be charged with murder. But yeah, what do I know? Oh man, Fox News got to rub it in. Fox News really got to rub it on MSNBC. Oh man, even New York Times is covering this. Let's see the takes from the liberals about this. And then I'm going to move into this article, Liberals Read, Conservatives Watch TV from Richard Hanania. Somebody, an influencer, another Twitter personality. He's like a guest on Breaking Points in the Hill. He's a guy I really recommend y'all to check out. But yeah, let's check out these hot takes here. But here is a take from Leanne Cohen. How can we have a justice system with someone this biased on the bench? There has to be a way to stop this type of behavior. Just scrap the whole thing and start over. This is crazy. And they're calling him a right-wing judge? What? That's twisted. How unexpected. Tracking a jury and hosting a pro-trial seems like something a news organization would do. So this guy is saying like they're asking for it from Canada. I'm getting tired of Canadians always interfering in our politics. But that would be exactly jury intimidation. Jury intimidation. This guy from Scotland gets it. How does someone from Scotland gets it more than a Canadian does? When Canada's like right next to the border. Oh, that's why. This guy, Kent Cox, says he's a retired journalist, actor, technical writer, programmer, and he triggers, mocks, and blocks MAGA. Well, that's pretty much been me for the last couple of weeks against the Saudi army and the Grapers. But yeah, I'll move on from that. But he's not saying it is right. He's just saying the freelancer's probably guilty of chasing. Yeah. Oh, now he backtracks. Yeah, whatever, guys. They always do that crap. Yeesh, this guy. Yeah, it seems the liberals aren't fans of the judge neither. Please remove that judge. That man ain't right. This judge doesn't seem biased at all. That's an admission from NBC that the man was following the jurors at NBC's direction. Judge letting the cow stay at moral license. Oh my goodness. Man, they're really going after this judge. It's like both sides don't like this judge. Like the left is ripping on him and the right is ripping on him. Quite crazy, you know? As you see from the other Twitter takes. Never contact or attend to contact. Then why follow the buzz? To get a story. To probably intimidate or probably to get a follow-up story. You know? But yeah. Real clown stuff. And as we're on Twitter, and I'm going to move on from that. And I'm going to talk about this article November 1st from Richard Hanania saying liberals read, conservatives watch TV. He's going to explain why Trump emerged on the right and why only liberals debate filibuster reform, how anti-vax became a partisan issue, how a former Obama campaign worker, David Shore, is half right, Dems are the real racists, and much else. This is a pretty long piece. So, how are conservatives and liberals different? There are many ways to approach this question. One can discuss psychological predispositions, demographics, education, professional background, or 100 other things. You can go through this paragraph, but like, for example, some have claimed that conservatives are more authoritarian than liberals. We ask people where individuals like the military and defer to cops. Surprisingly, enough conservatives are more authoritarian. Yet change the elites in question. Some liberals become authoritarians. Attempts to explain that conservatism is rooted in prejudice seemingly fail because it turns out both sides are prejudiced. That's true against different groups. Like, you know, conservatives are biased against liberals and immigrants, while liberals are biased against like conservatives and like guns or psychological. But he wants to present a new theory of American politics. Liberals live in a world dominated by the written word, while conservatism is something of a pre-literate culture. This can be summarized as liberals read, conservatives watch TV. I mean, take a look at the graph here. As you see, liberals don't tend to listen to talk radio as much as Republicans do, or the right, or conservatives. Yeah, the left, they pretty much read like New York Times, NPR, or they watch CNN. And they read a lot The Guardian, BBC, PBS, Washington Post. They have a more diverse array of sources. Yeah, because most of the online media is biased towards the left. I mean, it is. It is absolute truth. Most of the media is biased towards the left. But the right has their own ecosystem led by Fox News. And then you have Newsmax. And then you have talk radio, which they completely dominate. And if you see, like, the percentages, there's a huge discrepancy. Like, what, 19%? I mean, after Fox News, it will be ABC News, then NBC News, then CBS News, then CNN, then there's Hannity. That's like in the top 10. And liberals, they don't really listen to radio. I mean, I see like 1% of like Democrats listen to radio compared to around what 18% of Republicans. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much like a lot of the GOP's base. It's the talk radio base, and the thing is, like, that's who they pander to. They pander to talk radio listeners. I mean, anyone who's paid attention to politics for the last 30 years would know that. And then I have paid attention to politics in the last 30 years. And, like, of all adults, only, like, around 8% of the American public listens to talk radio, but 1/4 of the GOP or the right listens to talk radio. And as you see, like 8% listen to Breitbart, reads Breitbart. Only 1% of liberals read Breitbart. So pretty much, Breitbart creates like their own echo chamber. And when you see like his article on the Republican side, when it comes to newspapers, the most relied upon source is the Wall Street Journal. On the Democratic side, 30% read the New York Times and 26% read the Washington Post. Democrats even read the Wall Street Journal more than the conservatives do, and are just as likely to report the New York Post as a source. See, and you see, liberals do read both sides of the story compared to compared to a lot of conservatives who mainly just listen to Fox News or listen to their echo chamber YouTubers like Salty Cracker. And I'm gonna show you guys something to explain that. If I can let this thing load. Because I'll show you some of the latest messages I'm getting from a Saudi army. I mean, these people, I mean, seriously, like, these people are just very tone deaf. And it's very obvious, like, they're just getting, like, one side. they're very obviously getting one side of the story. I mean, let's look at the salt flowing here. This is a whole...
Okay, we got the Hispanics coming on our side, African Americans coming on our side. We're taking down the Biden regime.
I mean, look at this. All, like, Steve Bannon is doing is repeating his talking points for being... turn himself in for January 6th.
Every day, the focus, you got Raheem Kassam today, you got Dr.
And then you see the coup plot in the background. But yeah, I called out liberal high mind Saudi cracker for being silent about January 6th. And here are the comments I got from the Saudi army. One saying, like, what's it like being so delusional? You're the delusional one. And then you got this guy creating a straw man. Ironically named Impeach Biden ASAP. Just gotta ignore the morons like this. Biden's almost a year in and hasn't been able to do anything right. You got these black liberals acting like people even care about their opinion. Well, you care enough to respond. Okay. At my hospital in Tampa, we've gotten to the point where we get black nurses. What an idiot. These people are idiots, man. I mean, this guy already gave it away. He's a bit of a bigot by saying black liberals, saying, like, he can get black nurses stabbed fired easy. So he has a racial bias against black people, which is quite obvious. You're just giving away your bit of racist here. While Saudi Cracker said, like, no, we're not the racists. Our Democrats are the real racists. Why this dude is just saying some straight up racist shit. What an idiot. Brainwash. Maybe look it up, kid. Sit down. Adults are talking to you, TikToker. And then, like, I clap back at this dude. He ain't said nothing in 5 hours. Here's the guy that said, Jazzy Zeph, I'll back you on this after seeing it. It's like, yeah, these dudes just think, like, everybody is just, like, everybody that's not on their side is a liberal, listen to CNN and MSNBC. When I get a lot of my news from Tim Pool. I mean, I watch Tucker Carlson every day. And they never talk about Fox News like this neither. You can see a big gaping hole in their bias. And this guy named Michael Luders said, this page is clown sauce. Well, I am a comedian, Michael Luders, and I'm high most of the time making these videos. And like, okay, Proud Boy. Oh my God, man. I'm just owning these dudes, man. They're having a hard time owning this lid. But, yeah, as you say, on the conservative side, 19% got the information from Hannity. and 17% from Rush Limbaugh. There are no equivalent personalities on the left. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no equivalence to like right-wing radio on the left because the left doesn't listen to right-wing radio. They listen to like podcasts and stuff. Like what, Ezra Klein podcast or like NPR podcast, like that type of stuff. I think if you want to find a Hanania equivalent on the left, be someone like Keith Olbermann, who is nowhere as influential. And the only people that really like Keith Olbermann are like resistance liberals. And here is a graph of Republicans' trust and distrust of news sources asked about. And as you see, the vast majority trust Fox News, Hannity, Limbaugh, Breitbart, and a slight trust for like PBS, BBC, Wall Street Journal. And as you see, their least trusted is Breitbart. Their least trusted is Breitbart. Then Hannity, and then BBC. Oh, so yeah, pretty much like they trust BBC and Wall Street Journal. I mean, yeah, BBC is pretty much like the most balanced. I mean, I trust BBC a lot too. Like I prefer getting my information like from outside of the U.S. compared to the U.S. because they see this country in a different light than like our American exceptionalist media. And like, yeah, I bet you CNN is the most. Oh yeah, there's CNN and there's MSNBC. It's funny that CNN is the most hated by them because MSNBC is the most biased network towards Democrats. I mean, I call them MSDNC for a reason, and they were the main people that promoted Biden. With CNN was more like Elizabeth Warren. Like CNN was way more on like the Elizabeth Warren train, while MSNBC were the people behind the Biden campaign. They were the main boosters. Well, yeah, what do I know? And then after that would be HuffPost, and New York Times, Washington Post, HuffPost, BuzzFeed, and Vox. I'm surprised Vox didn't get higher, but everybody knows Vox is biased towards the left. And here is a Pew Research. Here is their trust and distrust. As you see, the most trusted liberal source is CNN. Then after that, it's MSNBC gets lower trust than NBC News, ABC News. I mean, yeah, the three mainstream, the mainstream nightly news. Then you got PBS. They trust PBS, New York Times. I mean, it has a more variety of information compared to like what the right trusts, which is a lot more narrow and a lot more biased towards talk radio. And then you got my equally trust and distrust, so a lot of them don't really trust the Hill neither. I mean, I trust the Hill. I mean, I love Rising. I mean, especially Kim Iverson. She's really awesome. Iverson Ray is sometimes all right, but he's quite cringe for the Libertarian. But here are the sources. As you see, they mostly distrust Fox News, and then talk radio, then Breitbart. And then, they got less distrust towards Washington Examiner, which I shared earlier, and Daily Caller. They consider those like fair, center-right outlets. So, liberals see more like what the right sees than what the right sees of the left. It's obvious. I mean, I'll show you something from groundnews.com that'll explain that. But then, here's Richard Hanania's point out. We once again find a Democratic bias towards the written word. Again, this even applies to Wall Street Journal and Washington Post, which Democrats trust more, and the two sides trust the Washington Examiner about equally. Since I doubt the Washington Examiner is too left-wing for most Republicans, what I think is going on is a lot of the conservatives who know nothing about the publication just have a general distrust of the written word. If it's a newspaper, it must be bad. Democrats may have the opposite bias, but at least seem familiar enough for most publications to know which side you're on. As you see, Republicans have a straw man view of a newspaper, a straw man view of what liberals read, while liberals know what the Republicans generally read. Even when Republicans do read, the context and style of sources are similar to TV and radio. In the first figure above, about the same percentage of Republicans read Breitbart as Democrats who read Vox. Both fall in the category of news websites, but there's something very clearly different about it. You might go to Vox and find a serious analysis of the prospects for nuclear fusion or transit architecture. You would struggle to find anything on Breitbart that is not directly related to some hot button issue in Washington. which is done on purpose by Steve Bannon. It was a strategy. Here are the two front pages that write this. Yep. As you see, like there's a lot more nuance written into like the headlines compared to like Breitbart, where it's all like red, black and white, and it's clickbait. As you see, at the superficial level, they're both ideological and biased, but while Vox has an agenda, it is somewhat subtle in that they at least go through the motions of pretending to try to inform you about something. Notice every Breitbart story has a clear villain, Fauci, Biden's economy, Biden's vax mandate, Soros, etc. Let's Go Brand is the ultimate substance-free rallying cry. Vox, in contrast, does not mention any Republican on his front page and has a broader range of interest in simply hating his enemies. Here's the update. Someone pointed out to me there is in fact one mention of Trump and Bannon at the bottom left. As you see, Vox and Breitbart are both news websites, but the latter is closer to talk radio or TV than newspaper with its simplified messaging and clear infotainment purposes. And let me show you an example of this clear infotainment. Oh yeah, like the Salty Cracker Army, who is very salty against me and keep leaving hate messages. Keep thinking like I'm some kind of CNN, MSNBC liberal. But yeah. Moving on from that, I want to talk about Tiger King. Tiger King, recap Tiger King Season 2, Episode 1. Which basically talked about the whole, the whole free Joe Exotic movement, the whole popularity of Tiger King from last year, and how it was like, it was like one of the most talked about things during the pandemic, man. Like all my friends, like everyone was talking about Tiger King Season 1, man. Season 2, it started about the hype about Tiger King, about the free Joe Exotic movement, about someone named Dom Lewis being missing, one of the heavy features, and about conflicting perspectives on whether Joe Exotic should be pardoned or whether Joe Exotic is an animal murderer or a guy or tried to kill Karen Baskin. You get like very different perspectives rather than the show showing like one perspective like Joe Exotic's a guilty man. But yeah, the whole Joe Exotic movement was even featured on January 6th. Let me show you something. Just a slight spoiler. Just a little slight spoiler from Tiger King season the episode 1. Joe Exotic's legal team was actually at the January 6th Capitol. and the funny thing is about that, like Trump supporters didn't want him around because they see him as an animal killer. Like I'll show you. I'll show you the scene from the. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you Joe Exotic slamming Trump for no pardon because pretty much the first episode heavily featured Trump and the Free Joe Exotic movement for lobby Trump to give a pardon for Joe Exotic, but as it turned out, after January 20, Joe Exotic didn't get a pardon. But yeah, Lil Wayne did. Lil Wayne got a pardon. Kodak Black got a pardon. Not Joe Exotic. Hopefully we can get this video played. Well, I like to light up another doobie. Give me another hit of this. And it doesn't want to. Oh, I see this. You see, I don't have a Jamie. I got to do all the Jamie by myself. So bear with me here. Oh, come on. There we go.
Rolling? You need Slade him? Alright, we are speeding. You speeding?
Is sunglasses matter so I'm not squinting so bad? I don't want to look old.
Yeah.
There you go. You can shine it my face all you want now.
There you go. Joe, why don't you start with introduce yourself? Tell me who you are, what you do.
Okay. Well, my real name is Joseph Maldonado Passage, and everybody knows me as Joe Exotic. We are a zoo open to the public that takes unwanted animals.
Why do you do this, you think?
I have to ask myself that every day now. I don't know why the hell I'm doing this. Give him a good looking mama kiss. There you go. Get up there and pet him. Next group. This is definitely not one of those things that you do to make money. I ain't gonna lie, they're my tigers. I'm gonna sell them, and that's my money. It's a labor of love. You really have to love the animals. You need to buy a baby little liger? There you go. That's my breed hybrids. That endangered species.
Yeah, unfortunately, Joe Exotic in the second season was pretty much in jail. But yeah, it really did. It really wasn't. I mean, the thing is about Joe, the Tiger King. You can't make fiction as good as Tiger King season 1 because it involved, oh my God, the drama with Carolyn Baskin, Don Lewis being missing. That's going to be talked about in later episodes, like the missing of Don Lewis going to Costa Rica or something. But I'm not going to spoil it that far. But yeah, the Trump supporters kicked out Joe Exotic's lawyers. I'll show you guys on Twitter, and then I'll wrap this stream up. And then you got the jury deliberations continue into the third day of Kyle Rittenhouse homicide trial. And there's a lot of intimidation going on to get a guilty verdict from a lot of protesters outside, which shouldn't really affect the case. I mean, because if you look at the evidence, Kyle committed self-defense. Engaged Corey should be charged with attempted murder of Kyle Rittenhouse. And as you see, like Washington Tiger King 2 and Megas and Man are in DC with their banner. I want to see how they got that clip there. It was pretty mind-blowing. Yeah, it was pretty mind-blowing. And Tiger King 2 seeing the Trump support yells at Eric Love for maybe one of the best and most insane moments in television history. I'm going to give that a retweet. It sure was. I'll show you from my Facebook. I don't see anything on Twitter right now. Sorry for that, guys. But yeah, I'm going to show you a clip from episode 1 of Tiger King. I'm going to try to see if I can get Crazy Amanda Reacts to do a review with me of Tiger King season 2, like on Friday or like sometime next week. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys from my Facebook. Show y'all. And I recommend following me on Facebook because I post hilarious memes on Facebook every day. As you see, like this funny pic. As you see this funny pic of Let's Go Brandon. And that's pretty much an example of the Biden administration right there. High gas prices, inflation, while BlackRock is making us rich. And a funny meme of Joe Rogan and young Joe Rogan and Matt LeBlanc. But yeah, Here's the clip from season 2 of Tiger King. As Joe Exotic's lawyers were in the crowd having a Free Joe Exotic sign, these MAGA folks were saying like, "Nobody wants you to partner with Joe Exotic. Nobody." Oh my God! And look at this shirt that says Democrats. Something about Democrats, blacks, and oh yeah, Democrats. I mean, as Richard Hanania said in his article, Democrats are the real racists is a trope conservatives always use. But as you see, like they get a straw man of what they think liberals are, compared to liberals actually reading like both sides of the issue to see what conservatives listen to, especially stuff like National Review. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this stream up here. So yeah, I might do a few reaction videos like a bit